and High Nelly and Cross Hugh Boy was last. See, even at this stage here, well, here is where Master of Verse is probably getting a little bit tired, wavering around a bit, and the writing was on the wall. But Black Warrior has won and went off second favourite, I believe, 7-4 second favourite, beating Master of Verse, who was for 6-4 Jolly. Black Warrior, 7-4 second favourite for Davy Russell and Charles Burns in the colours of the Milkers Syndicate. They'll be celebrating with a cup of cream. Next race coming up is at Leicester for the 740. Relatively sort of packed-ish grandstand. They're probably all around the back, around the parade ring, but usually not a particularly pleasant evening to go racing. But anyway, next race at Leicester is the Foster Super Chilled Handicap. Probably won't be selling too many of those this evening. Ebony and Ivory, 1 from 1 for Roger Varian, is the 11-10 favourite. Flying Fantasy, 11-4. Smoke That Thunders, 9-2. Hidden Treasure, 9-1. And Piazon is the 12-1 outsider of the 5 runners. 1, 4, 6 and 8 are the non-runners here, and Ebony and Ivory is the favourite. Interesting, you could just base it on that one and only run when he won at Salisbury. Bit of cut in the ground, beginning of May, won by a neck. The form, we beat a horse called Jasinski of Richard Hannon's, who's come out since and got beaten 5 lengths or so in a Windsor maiden. The third horse was He's My Cracker, who got beaten less than a length in a Windsor maiden, maybe in the same one. And Abaco Ridge was beaten out of sight. So form, but Ebony and Ivory made all the running on that occasion. Not sure whether that will be the plan for Harry Bentley this evening. Freddie Taliski was on board on that occasion. But it's interesting, 11-4 second favourite is Flying Fantasy, who we know much more about, comes here on the quest of a hat-trick, having won at Wolverhampton and Lingfield. Lingfield on good turf, Wolverhampton of course on the Tapeta. But an interesting one. Let's get across to Stuart in the commentary box, maybe the high point of the evening, to see whether Ebony and Ivory can protect his unbeaten record here, Stuart.
Yeah, he's easily the most interesting runner in the race, isn't he, Bob? Not a bad race of its type. Disappointing it's a slightly small field. All sets. And they're off over 7 furlongs for the Foster's Super Chilled Handicap. Ebony and Ivory, the short price favourite, away to the left, going freely on the descent, head to one side, but prominent with Hidden Treasures in the centre. Flying Fantasy, red cap towards the near side. They're tracked by the nose-banded Piazon, and then Smoke That Thunders, the grey gelding, racing in close touch. So well clustered up at the end of a quarter of a mile, just about Hidden Treasures to Ebony and Ivory and Flying Fantasy, almost 3 in a line as they continue the descent, tracked by the keen-going Piazon, and then Smoke That Thunders. On down towards the halfway point then, and still only a half length separating the leading trio. Flying Fantasy on the near side of Hidden Treasures. Ebony and Ivory, Bentley sitting quietly away to the left. Piazon under Keegan Latham has got plenty of cover, and then Smoke That Thunders. They're now beginning the ascent for the last quarter mile, and the tempo's lifting, and Ebony and Ivory comes breezing through to just about take over from Hidden Treasures and Flying Fantasy. Piazon now coming under a ride from Smoke That Thunders. On down towards the last furlong, Ebony and Ivory, Flying Fantasy on the near side, sticking to the task. Smoke That Thunders is running on the far side. Hidden Treasures is still there. Ebony and Ivory, Smoke That Thunders putting in a spirited bit on the far side. Hidden Treasures and Flying Fantasy on the near side. 4 across the track. Hidden Treasures from Flying Fantasy on the near side. Smoke That Thunders and Ebony and Ivory, a quartet covered by little more than half a length. Piazon was last of the 5.
How the complexion of the race changed in the final half furlong or so, because everything was going pretty well for Harry Bentley on the favourite Ebony and Ivory. Then inexperience probably took over there, going quite nicely. But the winner Hidden Treasures, you can see there with a red and white stripe sleeve, prominent, answering Tony Hamilton's every call, and looked to be in a bit of trouble then, and it all changed, they all converged here. The only one that didn't quite get into the party was Piazon in the green, and then getting a final effort there. Hidden Treasures gets up to win his first race as well, win her first race, sorry, Zoffany filly wins her first race, had a couple of runs so far this season and has only beaten one horse, and now she's beaten, well, she's won. And she's won at, I think, around about 10 to 1 was the last price I saw. Ebony and Ivory just fading. It's quite a stiff finish at Leicester, and that might have put paid to her chances. Flying Fantasy, seeking that hat-trick, has run a good race and has finished second. But there comes the winner. Hidden Treasures, the 10 to 1 winner, beating Flying Fantasy 11 to 4. Unplaced favourite with Ebony and Ivory.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Earlier this week, my wife said she had backache. She could barely move, let alone run or jump.
Unlike products that work just by cooling or heating the skin, Voltarol contains an anti-inflammatory. Its triple effect relieves pain at source, reduces inflammation, helps speed up recovery.
New balls, please!
Voltarol, the joy of movement.
Really? Is this how we're supposed to choose a car? Beautiful image, that's it? We're seduced? Yeah, okay, image is important. But what if we based our decision on what the car is actually like? Remember, you buy the image, but you fall in love with the detail. But you fall in love with the detail.
There's something about travelling to Ireland with Irish ferries that sets us There's apart. Something about travelling to Ireland with it's that you travel together. Travel to Ireland from just £79 one way for a car and driver. Irish Ferries. Travel together.
The summer sale is now on at Curry's PC World. Get free delivery on this 8-kilo Hoover washer for just $229, or the 9-kilo model for just £20 more. We have the widest range of Samsung TVs. And with Samsung Rewards, claim up to £300 cash back when you also buy a selected audio product. Match one to your TV. Like that one with this one, or we could always go for this one with that one. Then reward yourself with free delivery and setup from Know How. Curry's PC World, we start with you.
There are loads of singles joining Match right now. You can find them on our app, just like Emma. Match. Join free today.
You killed my boy. God give it. God take it away. I ain't afraid to die anymore. I've done it already.
The Revenant on DVD now.
Not all surprises are good surprises. Unless, of course, you visit AccorHotels.com. You'll be delighted with our range of hotels and splendid independent partners. Become a Le Club member and book through AccorHotels.com for our best prices and save up to 10%. AccorHotels.com.
Discover unseen colours in the light and hidden details in the night. Our most lifelike picture yet. The new SUHD TV with quantum dot display. This is TV. This is Samsung.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Seven-furlong maiden coming up at Lingfield. Two non-runners here. David Lanigan's taken his duo out. Number 5, Crystallographer, and 7, Gold Return. But number 3, Compass Scobie, is 9 to 4 favourite to put it. This one, 7 to 1 Hilltop Ranger, and 10 to 1 Bar. Just time to see a recording of a 6-furlong Grade 3 race at Belmont.
They're off to the Jaipur. And it is Pure Sensation who fires out for the early lead from the outside and clears. Gets away a length and a half. And then it's Green Grotto away running in second. Rocket Heat is third on the outside, ready for Rye, fourth in between horses. And they're being followed by Guns Loaded and Hathersall on the far outside. Then it's Mosler, Summation Time. Commute is after that. A lot is down toward the rail, 7 lengths off the lead. Then it's Disco Partner, followed by Royal Squeeze. And the trailer is Green Mask as Pure Sensation leads them to a 21 and 3 opening quarter mile. Rocket Heat's alongside second. Guns Loaded third. Hathersall out there 4 wide, then ready for Rye. Mosler is circling up 5 wide. Green Grotto is down toward the rail. Then a held up Summation Time. And a lot is right behind a wall of horses and will be swung to the outside for a clear path as they come to the final furlong. Pure Sensation in front. Mosler on the outside is second. A lot is coming now. And so too on the far outside is Disco Partner, who's storming down the center of the course, trying to catch the stablemate. Pure Sensation, Disco Partner going to be 1-2. And it's going to be Pure Sensation to beat Disco Partner. Then a photo between Ready for Rye and a lot in a final time of 1 minute 6.76 seconds.
Yeah, that was the Grade 3 6 furlong Jaipur Invitational, and it's gone to number 12, Pure Sensation, who has won. 12 horse, holding on gamely, stretching clear in the end. The grey flashing home on the outside was Disco Partner, who's finished second. As a result, Pure Sensation paid $39.20 to $2, $17.40 and $9.30. The place and show, is it show and place or place and show? $14.60 and $8.50. Place and show. $4.90 for Ready for Rye, the show there. Back to Lingfield, 9-4 joint favourites here. There's been support for California Lad. Harry Dunlop's runner is now 9-4 joint favourite with Compass Scobie. 6-1 Brick Lane, 13-2 Hilltop Ranger. Dream Voice is 9-1, 11-1 Miss Carbonia. Bethnal Green 16-1 and 25-1 Bar. California Lad is having his 7th start to try and get off the mark, whereas Compass Scobie has run just 3 times this spring. Best run was probably, well, the last 2 runs were good at Wolverhampton and Wetherby. Very different ground though, fast ground at Wetherby, but we'll see what happens here. Nearly ready, 9-4 joint favourites, California Lad and Compass Scobie. Going forward there is number 9, Miss Carbonia, who's 11-1. Harry Dunlop's horse is not in prime form at the moment. Bit disappointing last weekend with Robin of Navan, who made his bid for glory but finished 11th in the end in the Prix du Jockey Club. There with the spotted jacket is a newcomer. Was supported a little bit in the market this morning for Ismail Mohammed. He had a well-backed 2-year-old the other day at Yarmouth that ran well but didn't win. But the stable generally is in reasonably good form. Just going to handlers. Yeah, that was the horse Salah. Just got beaten narrowly in a tight finish, but had a couple of winners during the week at Kempton and Wolverhampton, so the stable going reasonably well. And Miss Carbonia, ridden by Thomas Brown, who still claims those 3 valuable pounds. Had a bit of a tough season last year, did Thomas Brown. Just like a lot of these jockeys fell out of favour after 2 very good years, 51 winners in 2013, but down to just 6 last year. But he's nearly up to that total already in 2016. Things could be going better, but they could be going a lot worse. 5 winners from 30 rides, not a bad strike rate. That's Lulu Stanford, who rides Bethnal Green in the orange colours, and still just giving a few problems to the handlers. It's her first run, Miss Carbonia. She's being spun round, so she won't know where she is. But they're wiser than that. Horses, they know where they are. Yeah, she thought, stalls, no, I'm going to do reverse. And she's gone in. It's never exciting loading the stalls, is it? Maybe it is in a way, because it's the anticipation of the race that will follow. Anyway, edging forward, 9-4 California Lad, clear favourite, 5-2 Compass Scooby, 4-1 from 7-1 Hilltop Ranger. Daniel Kublers has been backed off the boards for Steve Drow. Here's Simon.
Set to go. And they're off racing. Monique Rosa rather fell out of the gate and forfeits 5 or 6 lengths. Now Compass Scooby is making across towards the stand side on the extreme left in the blue jacket, followed by Miss Carbonia, Dream Voice in white with the red sash, Brick Lane in the orange cap. They're all towards the stand side, followed by Hilltop Ranger. All alone down the centre is Bethnal Green. Meanwhile on the far side, California Lad is clear of the slow striding Monique Rosa. So heading through the first quarter mile, and Compass Scooby on the stand side, probably the overall leader from Brick Lane. Down the centre, California Lad is driven hard from Bethnal Green, then Dream Voice, followed by Hilltop Ranger. Miss Carbonia's on the extreme left in the dark blue jacket, and Monique Rosa still at the tail of the field with 2.5 furlongs left to travel. Compass Scooby still there on the extreme left, still probably just in front. Here now Miss Carbonia is pulled out for a challenge, then Brick Lane, followed by Dream Voice, California Lad and Hilltop Ranger. They run on towards the final furlong and a half in the soft ground. They're getting well strung out, and Compass Scooby is challenged all the while by Miss Carbonia. Is Compass Scooby in the lighter blue jacket, the dark blue yellow spots. Miss Carbonia now being produced by Thomas Brown inside the final furlong, and Miss Carbonia begins to wear away at Compass Scooby and now draws clear, and Miss Carbonia will go on to score by about 3 lengths to Compass Scooby, well strung out. Hilltop Ranger third, Brick Lane 4, Dream Voice, then California Lad, Bethnal Green, and finally Monique Rosa.
Miss Carbonia has won for Ismail Mohammed, and Thomas Brown is now equalled last season's tally of 6 winners. That's his 6 winners from 31 rides, so things going very well for him, and it's a good week for Ismail Mohammed. That's his 3rd winner of the week, I believe. Compass Scooby has just met 1-2 good here, and Hilltop Ranger, who attracted a bit of market support, was 3rd. As far as California Lad, was stuck out in the middle of a track, and I think that probably was the place not to be, and beaten miles in the end. Luke Morris on the, I think probably went off 2nd favourite, California Lad, but well back California Lad. Anyway, the winner, Miss Carbonia. Give her the SP after the break.
Sponsored by Bet365.
I'm sorry, mistakes are part of.
Wash away the stain, not the paint, with Dulux Endurance.
I'm sorry.
Welcome to B, the current and savings account wrapped up in a super smart app. B lets you create lots of little pots for all the things you're saving for and spurs you on towards your target with helpful alerts. So whatever you're saving for, small or big, do it with B. Welcome to the liberating new way to manage your money.
Here I go out to sea again. The sunshine fills my head.
Mornings always seem to be that bit more wonderful after a good night's sleep. And you'll only find our lowest prices when you book direct at premierin.com. So you can wake up even more wonderful. Premier Inn. Our lowest prices only at premierin.com.
holes with fruity flavors. What are you breathing?
Introducing Men's Health Lab Vitamins, our first vitamin range designed specifically for men from the UK's #1 men's magazine. Multifit, a multivitamin formulated by experts for all-round performance. Energy Release, a single-shot sachet to help reduce fatigue and support mental alertness. Our ultimate vitamin range for men, developed by the experts at Men's Health.
I gotta get out of here. Which way? I don't know. What am I looking for? Something I can't see. I can feel it. It's magic. Sauvage. Dior.
Enjoy the little things in life. Maybe they are really the big things. The Kia, the wonderful everyday.
Hi there. Hello there. Yeah, I've lost my keys. Okay. Maybe they're under the car. No, there's nothing there.
Anything can happen when you're driving. So if you've lost your key, our key replacement service can cut you a new one. The AA, because anything can happen.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Confirmation of that Lingfield result. Good evening and welcome to the evening action on At the Races. Miss Carbonia is won at 12-1 at Lingfield. Compass Scooby, the 9-4 favourite, finished second, and Hilltop Ranger 4-1 was third. Next up, we've got a beginner's chase at Limerick. See you all in Coppers. Where is Coppers? 13-8 favourite. 15-8 Akito has been backed in from 9-4 to 15-8. 7-2 X Squared. 11-2 Kalan. Kemboy's 12-1. And really you can almost forget the rest. 40-1 bar 5. But See You All in Coppers is the current favourite. Didn't show an awful lot over hurdles if I'm not wrong, but as Akito is the one that's been attracting support here, and there's one dismounted there. That's West End Music. Just a little bit of adjusting going on. Anyway, See You All in Coppers is the favourite. Last ran at the end of May. Beaten odds-on favourite, beaten out of sight at Navan. But this chasing game is a different discipline altogether. Akito, who's been back, has run in a steeplechase. Didn't run too badly behind Bailey Cloud last time at Tremor. Bailey Cloud and the Plan Man were first and second in that race. And X Squared is the only one that really features in the betting. The other one that features in the betting, trained by Peter Fahy and written by Kevin Sexton. Got a bit of chasing experience, finished third last time at Killarney, beaten 10 lengths in a 2-mile 1 beginner's chase. And a step up on the previous effort at Ballinrobe. So, see what happens. But See You All in Coppers is the one that seems to be attracting the support here. It's gone past post time because of that slight delay with West End Music, who is now with the field. Shane Shortall back on board. Two similar sets of one, both in the Downtown Syndicate colours, but the white cap, Stephen Gray, on Don't Stop. They're off and running. Here's Peter O'Hare.
Side, they have 14 fences to jump in this beginner's chase, and the early leader is Kemboy, stretching on 3 lengths in front of Ballyein. See You All in Coppers towards the inside. All jumped the first safely, a bit slow at the back, both Kalan and She's Everything. On to the second, Kemboy out in front. Ballyein will jump it in second. See You All in Coppers up on the outside. West End Music improves to dispute second spot now. Master Bones behind them, and then Akito and Don't Stop as they cleared the third. And continue on the uphill run on the far side, nearing fence number 4 now. And Kembe has stretched into a lead of about 4 lengths. West End Music, a clear second. Ballygine third, Master Bones the inside, Seawall and Coppers and Akito next. Then Don't Stop with X Squared towards the back. She's Everything and Kalan as they jump the fence to the top of the hill, a bit slow in the lead. Was Kemboy, but he retains an advantage of about 2 lengths. West End Music is second, Ballygine third, ahead of Seawall and Coppers. Master Bones the inside in 5th position, followed on the downhill run towards the straight by Don't Stop and Akito in the red and white. X Squared has 2 behind at this stage, Kalan and She's Everything. As they continue towards the turn, it'll bring them on to 2 fences in the straight, fences 6 and 7 on this circuit. Kemboy leads by just a little over a length. On the outside, West End Music second, Ballygine on the rail, Seawall and Coppers is a close 4th between horses in 2 shades of blue. Master Bones next with Don't Stop towards the outside with the white cap. Akito in red and white colours next, X Squared towards the inside, Kalan towards the outer. She's Everything brings up the rear as they come to jump the first of the 2 fences in the straight. Kemboy and Ryan Tracy in the lead. From West End Music, Shane Shortall in second. Ballygine towards the inside, disputes third with Seawall and Coppers near side. Seawall and Coppers landed third as they come now to pass the judge. Kemboy leads from in second spot West End Music. Seawall and Coppers a clear third. Ballygine, Master Bones next with on the inside Akito. A length and a half away then X Squared alongside Don't Stop, and still at the back Kalan and She's Everything as they begin this long turn. It'll bring them up the far side. Kemboy continues to show the way, followed in second by West End Music. Seawall and Coppers in third spot, followed around the turn by Ballygine towards the inside of Master Bones. Behind them is Akito with Don't Stop towards his outside ahead of X Squared. Kalan last but 1. She's Everything brings up the rear as they near the completion of a circuit and head for fence number 8. First of 5 in the back straight. Kemboy out in front. The lead is down to about a length and a half now. West End Music second. Seawall and Coppers tracks the leading pair. Ballygine is towards the inside in 4th with Master Bones and Akito next. Don't Stop and X Squared and a break of about 4 to the other pair, She's Everything and Kalan. At the next, Kemboy, West End Music in second. Slight mistake there, Master Bones. Akito has improved on the inside of Seawall and Coppers. They're third and 4th, ahead of Ballygine in 5th. X Squared trying to make some headway. Master Bones the outside. Heading on to the next now, which is 4 from home. Kemboy still the leader. West End Music leading the chase in second, made a slight mistake. Akito is third on the inside, and then Seawall and Coppers. X Squared making headway into 5th on the inside of Master Bones. A break then to Don't Stop. Ballygine is weakened. Fence at the top of the hill, 3 from home. Kemboy leads, chased by West End Music. Pushed along in second. Akito a close third with Seawall and Coppers on his outside. And they're chased on the downhill run by X Squared, pushed along. Master Bones, then Don't Stop, and they're clear. On the run to the straight, Kemboy still the leader. Seawall and Coppers now gone second towards the outside. Akito through on the inner. X Squared makes headway up on the outside as West End Music begins to fade. Master Bones and Don't Stop behind the leading quartet as they round the turn. Kemboy, Seawall and Coppers towards the outside. Akito just behind them towards the inner. Then X Squared, and behind them is Don't Stop with Master Bones as they head up the straight. Coming through on the inside, Akito. Kemboy in the centre, Seawall and Coppers, and X Squared coming there strongly near side as they jump to second last. And down Seawall and Coppers, took a crashing fall. Also down Don't Stop. X Squared, the new leader. Akito over towards the far side as they come to jump the last. X Squared and Akito fight it out. Cleared of Kemboy with over 100 yards to race. X Squared on the stand side, a narrow leader going on now from Akito, and X Squared wins it by half a length from Akito. A clear break back then to Master Bones and long-time leader Kemboy. 4th, both horses and riders up after the falls at the second last fence, and a faller at the last was West End Music.
Well, an eventful race. All the jockeys and horses are up okay. Seawall and Coppers was the most significant fall. You can see there the pale blue noseband just dived at it and took a fall, and also coming down at that one was Don't Stop, or was it West End Music? One of the two. Anyway, up front, X Squared gets the better of the battle with the Quito and goes on to win quite nicely in the end for Peter Fahey and Kevin Sexton, who was on board in the colours of the Adders partnership. They'll be delighted. Can see the demise of See You All in Coppers. I found out we won't be celebrating, but Richard has emailed to say Coppers is in Harcourt Street in Dublin. Oh dear, there'll be another day. He's up okay, but it wasn't tonight. Akito's was second favourite, but has come off second best to X Squared, who has won well. Now let's go to Leicester. We've only got 3 runners at Leicester. I can tell you what they are rather than tell you about the non-runners. Numbers 3, 6 and 8 are the ones that do run here. And Sainted for William Haggis is the 11 to 8 on favourite. Ali Zoom on 2 to 1, and the outsider of the trio 5 to 1 is Early Bird. So disappointing that we've got so many non-runners at Leicester this evening, but it's understandable. With the change in ground, they declared on good to firm ground. It was good to firm yesterday afternoon until the rain came. Let's give you the result. X Squared 7 to 2. Akito, the second favourite, 15 to 8 was second, and Master Bones at 50 to 1 finished third. Sainted, like the previous favourite, just had 1 run and 1 win, but that win was on heavy ground at Doncaster last November. Beat You Do, Don't You, or You Do, Don't Do. You know the one I mean. You Do, Don't You, the one that was heavily punted at York this afternoon and got turned over, but Sainted beat that horse of Richard Guest, You Do, Don't You, by 3/4 of a length. CJ of Jeremy Nasidas was the favourite in that race. That one's still a maiden. But good start to his career, and one thing's for sure, her career, this Dutch outfitting, that she'll handle the ground. She handled it then. Pat Cosgrave is on board. So she goes in. Next up is Early Bird. So 1 to load. Ali Zoom. 13 to 8 on now, Sainted. Ali Zoom 9 to 4, 6 to 1 Early Bird. All yours, Stuart.
And they're all set. Sainted getting fractious in the stalls. They're off. 3 of them breaking out for the Heineken Extra Cold Handicap over the straight 6 furlongs. Sainted, with the white face, got a good start and has a very slender advantage early on to the grey Alizoom, and they're tracked by Early Bird drifting across towards the near side running rail. Running downhill towards the halfway point, going keenly. Sainted under the rail to Alizoom and Early Bird. The combination of Fahey and Hamilton that looks for a quick fire double in Leicestershire. Sainted, head to one side, and a good look around by no more than a head to Alizoom. Early Bird still stalking them, now beginning to climb, 2.5 furlongs left to travel. Sainted, Cosgrave still sitting quietly, Alizoom and Harry Bentley just being urged along, and then Early Bird inside the 2, on down now towards the final furlong and a half. Cosgrave has to get to work on Sainted. Alizoom has gone on by. Alizoom from Sainted, who's still got head to one side. Early Bird is trying to close. Alizoom in front with 150 yards to cover from Sainted, and Early Bird. Alizoom doing enough from Sainted, and Alizoom beats Sainted. Early Bird, the last of 3.
Ali Zoom has turned over the favourite, so Roger Varian, who had the beaten favourite in the previous race, and Harry Bentley, they've returned to winning ways here with Ali Zoom, who has won his second race. He won his maiden at Windsor last summer, and since then he's been running, had a couple of runs this spring and ran perfectly respectably at Haydock last time, handled the conditions, and maybe it was the inexperience, and Sainted, coming off quite a long break, has finished second in the end. That seemed to have every chance, and the outsider of the trio, Early Bird, has run well but has finished last of the 3. Here everything was all to play for, and then both the front 2 start niggling, and then Pat Cosgrave niggles that bit more than Harry Bentley on Ali Zoom, and Ali Zoom responds very positively and goes on to win this 3-runner 6-furlong handicap. So there's the result. 2-1 second favourite, Ali Zoom the winner, beating Sainted the 13-8 on favourite. Non-runners 1, 2, 4, 5 and 7.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Really? Is this how we're supposed to choose a car? Beautiful image, that's it? What's the juiced? Yeah, okay, image is important. But what if we based our decision on what the car is actually like? Remember, you buy the image, but you fall in love with the detail.
Not all surprises are good surprises. Unless, of course, you visit AccorHotels.com. You'll be delighted with our range of hotels and splendid independent partners. Become a Le Club member and book through AccorHotels.com for our best prices and save up to 10%. AccorHotels.com.
Gentlemen, we can't promise we'll make you a better driver or a rock star, and it won't increase your pulling power. But L'Oreal Men Expert new shower gel with taurine will jumpstart your morning. It won't get her heart racing, but it will give you an instant wake-up call. Recharge your face and bodywork with the Hydra Energetic lineup. You won't look more buff, but you will look less rough. Men Expert. All the expertise, none of the spin.
Hi guys, sorry I'm late. Here we go. Get those knees up. Shake what your mother gave you.
I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it.
Check it out.
Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
After an incredible Premier League season, the excitement keeps coming.
England back-to-back Test series against Sri Lanka and Pakistan.
And all four of this year's majors, followed by the Ryder Cup.
International Rugby Union, Ireland, Wales and Grand Slam winners England.
Devastating! With every race live, see Lewis Hamilton chase a fourth world title.
And then we go again. More live Premier League games than ever before.
The amazing Leicester City!
An unmissable summer on Sky Sports.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Runners going down to post for the next at Lingfield. We've got a 7-furlong handicap here. Just the one non-runner. Refreshing, isn't it? Number 7 doesn't go. But the favourite is Etihart for the very informed yard of Mick Shannon. And she's 7-4 favourite here. Got a good draw as well. Installed 12. That seems to be important this evening. Little Indian, drawn in stall 2, is 4-1. 10-1 Lucky Leaf. Espoir 10-1. 12-1 Intimately. Ken Stone on 14. 16-1 Presto Boy. Born to Fly and Captain Jerry. And 20-1 Bar. So Etihart is the favourite. We've got a little bit of a gap. This is live action from Belmont. We can go across for this one. This is the Woody Stevens Stakes, 7 furlongs. As they say, they're in a gate.
In the Woody Stevens. And And Seymour Deeney and Justin Squared go out to show some early speed. Imperial Hint is up and on the pace too with Fish Trap Road. And then comes Dig Deep and Sharp Azteca, who's down toward the rail. Mrazek is next to the far outside. Break of 3 back to Star Hill, then Tale of Saval. Another 2 lengths more back to Awesome Gent outside of Counterforce. Tom's Ready is last of them all, 21. And 3 was a flying opening quarter mile for Justin Squared, who leads them into the far turn. Fish Trap Road is a length behind, running in second position with a half mile to go. Then comes Imperial Hint on the outside. Sharp Azteca is fourth along the rail with 2.5 lengths to make up. Mrazek is next. Tale of Saval is finding running room on the inside. Dig Deep is there, and then comes Star Hill. Counterforce is 8 lengths behind, beginning to pick up stride, and Tom's Ready is running on from the back of the pack. Justin Square joined by Fish Trap Road after a 44 and 2.5 mile. Fish Trap Road has taken the lead. It is Fish Trap Road in front, coming to the 8th pole. Star Hill second on the outside, and closing in. Sharp Aztec is down toward the rail, then Taylor of all. Tom's Ready running on for the back of the pack, weaving through traffic. It is Fish Trap Road. Tom's Ready on the insides, coming up through from dead last to first. Tom's Ready and the Woody Stevens. He beat Fish Trap Road and Star Hill and Sharp Azteca in a final time of 1 minute, 21.38 seconds.
Tom's Ready has stormed home to win that Grade 2. Woody Stevens. Fish Trap Road was out in the lead there and then began to falter. Star Hill starts to close, but Tom's Ready storms through to win in the end from Fish Trap Road, who was second. To give you the full result. All the good stuff still to come. I mean, that was certainly not bad, but we've got some Grade 1. We've got a fillies and mares on turf coming up next, then the Grade 1 Metropolitan Handicap at 9:41. The Woodford Reserve Manhattan Stakes, Flintshire, we've heard a lot about that one this evening, and then of course the Belmont at 11:37. More of that a bit later on, but Etihart is the favourite here at Lingfield on 15-8. Little Indian 9-2. Bit of support for number 10 Espoir for Dave Evans and Shane Kelly, 17-2 from 10-1. 9-1 Lucky Leaf. Philip Hyde got Tranberry on board that one, intimately 12-1, but really little interest in any of the long price ones. And Etihart, my question mark about Etihart, and I might be completely wrong, is that so far in her short career, 5-run career, she hasn't run on soft ground. Well, she ran on good to soft ground in a maiden at Catterick back in April and got beaten a long way and came back to form and won at Brighton on fast ground. Under tonight's jockey, Killian Hennessy, so he claims £7, so that'll be a bonus. So I think there'll be a little bit of a question mark about the ground maybe. Draw is good. There's number 13 going forward, Captain Joey, who's a 16-1 chance. Kieran O'Neill for Charles Hills, who's already had a winner tonight. Shanghai Glory. There's number 11. That's Lulu Stanford. Another non-runner coming in at Limerick out here. Number 4, Golden Poet, is a non-runner, being one of the favourites. Golden Poet is a non-runner in the 9 o'clock. I mean that Joseph O'Brien's A-gloss will be all the shorter, I reckon. There's Zeb's Lad for Nicky Evans and Megan Nichols. Just about to go forward. Had a few runners at Chepstow last night, Nicky Evans. They didn't run, no winners, but they didn't run too badly. Chandrayaan for John Long, one of the big outsiders here. But they're loading. They know these stalls backwards, these Class 6 handicappers. One goes in like a lamb, Little Indian. Second favourite on 9-2 at the moment. There is Lucky Leaf and Fran Berry, who's doing pretty well over here, ridden the winner this evening, Shanghai Glory. Let's get across to Simon, because they're ready for the 8:20.
Ready to go. And they're off racing. On the extreme right, Espoir was well away, pushed forward to take a prominent role early, tracked by Little Indian in light blue yellow sleeves. Down the centre, Soiree in the headgear is showing out in front from Ken Stone, intimately in green sleeves, dark green jacket. Lucky Leaf working to the left. Etty Hart is now prominent. On the extreme left is Lynx Bar Marbella, born to fly in a red jacket towards the stand side as well, along with the grey Zeb's Lad, then Captain Joey and Presto Boy. Chandrayaan is quite badly outpaced at the rear of the field. Espoir and Little Indian are the two over on the far side. On the stand side, Etty Hart leads the way, tracked by Lucky Leaf intimately. Soiree now being pushed along. Zeb's Lad is tracking the leaders on the stand side. In the cheek pieces, the grey Zeb's Lad, then Lynx Bar Marbella. Presto Boy trying to pick up from the rear of the field. 2.5 furlongs from the finish, and Little Indian now beginning to master Espoir, who's wandering around on the far side, but the action appears to be on the stand side, and it's Etty Hart and Zeb's Lad who are going to slug this out. Zeb's Lad on the near side, Etty Hart just hanging under pressure, and Zeb's Lad is going through the ground much the best now as they enter the final furlong. Zeb's Lad pulling clear of Etty Hart. A long gap to Little Indian and Lucky Leaf and Espoir, but racing up towards the line here. It's no contest. Zeb's Lad and Megan Nichols really handling the conditions, wins by 4 lengths or more to Etty Hart. A big gap back to the third, fighting it out Little Indian with Lucky Leaf, then Espoir, Ken Stone, Presto Boy, Bar Marbella, Captain Joey, and then Chandrayaan, Born to Fly, Soiree and Intimately.
Zeb's Lad for Nicky Evans. Horses were running well at Chepstow last night, and she struck form here with Zeb's Lad, who's won for the first time, well, won at Wolverhampton back in November, but doesn't win that often. 4th win from 37 career starts, 2nd win on turf, and that last win on turf was a long, long time ago. It was back at Warwick. They used to race on the flat at Warwick, you know, back in July 2014. And he's handled this soft ground better than Etty Hart, who's run well in second. Just found one too good because she's finished well clear of a third, tight for third between the top two, Little Indian and Lucky Leaf. So let the judge have that pleasure. But very, very few got into this. Etty Hart was going well, travelled well for Killian Hennessy, who Etty Hart gave him his first winner, so you'll remember that. But I'm afraid he's met one too good tonight. That's Zeb's Lad, who has won. This is when Zeb's Lad puts in the turbochargers. Etty Hart can't find any more. And Lucky Leaf was third. Zeb's Lad, 20-1. Etty Hart, 15-8 favourite, and Lucky Leaf just getting the better of Little Indian in a photo for third place. And the judge pondered the photo, and this is the photo he pondered. Just getting the better of it. You can see the dark colours of Lucky Leaf in third. 20-1 winner then, Zeb's Lad at Lingfield.
Sponsored by Bet365.
My life is so good.
Wash away the stain, not the paint, with Dulux Endurance.
I'm sorry.
Do you worry your dentures will loosen when eating or speaking? Wear your dentures with confidence.
Try Polygrip. 2 adhesive ingredients in Polygrip fixative activate in the mouth, forming a secure cushioning layer between the denture surface and gum, which is clinically proven to give you strong, all-day denture hold. Plus, it creates a barrier to seal out up to 74% more food particles. For your denture comfort, choose Polygrip.
And eat, speak and smile with confidence.
Brand power, helping you buy better.
Hi there. Hello there. Yeah, I've lost my keys. Okay. Maybe they're under the car. No, there's nothing there.
Anything can happen when you're driving. So if you've lost your key, our key replacement service can cut you a new one. The AA, because anything can happen.
Earlier this week, my wife said she had backache. She could barely move, let alone run or jump.
Unlike products that work just by cooling or heating the skin, Voltarol contains an anti-inflammatory. Its triple effect relieves pain at source, reduces inflammation, helps speed up recovery.
New balls, please!
Voltarol, the joy of movement.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Coming up next at Limerick, we've got 4 non-runners in this 3-mile handicap chase, 1, 8, 15 and 17. Had a few fallers in the steeple chases we've seen this evening. Someone, Keith Black tweeted to say, second last at Limerick, he said he's never seen so many horses fall at one fence. Well, let's hope it doesn't happen here. Sam and Tom is 5-2 favourite to confirm form against quite a lot of the horses he met, but he's up against again. Lash It On is one of them, 4-1. Change the Rules, 6-1. He Rocks is 8-1 with Glenwood Forever. 11-1 Dinny's Vinny. Prosperity Square, 12-1 from 16. It's a bit of money for Prosperity Square. And 16-1 Bar. The form race here was run at Killarney in the middle of May when Sam and Tom won a 2.5 mile handicap chase, beating Lash It On, who was 5 lengths behind him in second, and Glenwood Forever was a further 4.5 lengths back in third. And they meet again. Sam and Tom has run since, ran pretty well at Punchestown and went down by just 3/4 of a length. Trouble is he's gone from the one-off handicap mark of 91 at Killarney. He's now 107, so despite that he's been well back, 9-4 from 11-4. He's certainly in form. Lash It On 9-2. The outsiders, no real market support. Prosperity Square, a little bit of money, 16-1 into 12-1 for Prosperity Square for Conor O'Dwyer and Ricky Doyle. Won a couple of steeplechases, but not for quite a long time as they file out onto the track. Fast ground, quick track Limerick, that sweeping bend into the home straight, a relatively new racecourse at Limerick. So they're preparing to face the start of one way in the distance there behind. That's Sam and Tom. Maybe Mark Enright's so confident, he said, OK, I'll give you 10 length start and see what happens. But I think that's not the way we like the 9-4 favourite to behave, is it? Whoa. He's going round the wrong way. Now he's under control. Maybe it means he's full of beans. He's certainly been in great form, and I haven't seen him. I didn't see any of those last 2 runs, so I don't know whether these are his usual pre-race antics or not. But he looks more amused than a jockey does. Horse looks very nonchalant and pleased with life, whereas Mark Enright just wants to get back and get started. As you know, they're running 2.5 minutes late. I think someone's come to give him a bit of company to go back and join the peloton. That's Lash It On. That's the second favourite, who's helping him. That's very generous of Philip Enright. If I just leave him to stew and think, well, that gives me a better chance. Anyway, they're coming in, so it looks like they're going to be underway any moment. So let's go and join Peter O'Hare.
White flag raised, and they're off. 16 fences ahead of them in this 3 minor, and as they head up the straight, Rock Shandy prominent would change the rules as they come to jump the first fence. Rock Shandy towards the far side, change the rules right up there towards the near side, disputing at Glenwood Forever as they come to jump the second. Rock Shandy, a narrow leader. Sam and Tom has improved over towards the inner in blue and white. Right with them is Glenwood Forever. Inside Glenwood Forever changed the rules. Lash It On in 5th position, followed up past the winning post by Prosperity Square. Gone beyond recall, the inside of is on the list. A couple of lengths then to Is That Marmalade, followed into the turn by Dinny's Vinny. He Rocks is towards the inside. At the back in the early stages, Iron Hill Rascal and Chantala. As they continue on the turn, it'll bring them up the far side and onto fence number 3. Not much to choose now between Rock Shandy the outside, Sam and Tom on the inner. Break of almost 4 to change the rules with Glenwood Forever. Prosperity Square is next with It's On The List. Lash It On towards their inside. Behind them is Gone Beyond Recall. A break then of over 3 lengths to the last quintet headed by Dinny's Vinny. Is That Marmalade next. He Rocks, Chantala, Iron Hill Rascal. First fence up the back to third. Rock Shandy led from Sam and Tom. Glenwood Forever just third, with Change the Rules towards the inside. It's On The List is on their outer as they clear the next. The second fence up the back. Rock Shandy by less than a length to Sam and Tom as they go to the middle fence in the back straight, number 5 this time. Rock Shandy, Sam and Tom jumped up on the inside to dispute again. Glenwood Forever 2.5 lengths away in third. They're followed by Change the Rules, It's On The List, Prosperity Square. Lash It On towards the inside. A break then to Gone Beyond Recall, Dinny's Vinny, He Rocks. Is That Marmalade, Chantala clear of Iron Hill Rascal, getting reminders at the back of the field as they go to the fence at the top of the hill. Number 7 this time, and begin the descent. Rock Shandy and Sam and Tom out in front of Glenwood Forever. They're followed on the downhill run by Change the Rules. It's On The List on his outside. Just behind them, Prosperity Square. Break of 2.5 lengths or so to Lash It On. Gone Beyond Recall and Dinny's Vinny next, and then He Rocks. Is That Marmalade and Chantala, and a 6-length gap to the back marker, Iron Hill Rascal, as they near the turn in, nearing the completion of a circuit and heading for fences 8 and 9 in the straight. Rock Shandy on the outside leads. Sam and Tom are close second on the inner in the blue colours with the white cap, and they're followed up the straight by Glenwood Forever. Change the Rules, red and white towards the stand side. It's On The List. A few lengths then to Prosperity Square with Lash It On over towards the inside, Dinny's Vinny. Jumping to first in the straight, Rock Shandy and Sam and Tom out in front, and It's On The List to follow there. It's On The List down at that fence. Both horse and rider quickly up onto the fence in front of the stands. Last one next time. Sam and Tom on the inside of Rock Shandy. They continue to dispute it, followed by Glenwood Forever. The blinkers on the inside have changed the rules. Lash It On just 5th with Prosperity Square in 2 shades of blue. Dinny's Vinny making a little headway in red and white on the inside of Chantala. Is That Marmalade on their outside is Gone Beyond Recall. He Rocks is in touch, and a break of 7 or 8 lengths to the back marker, Iron Hill Rascal. As they continue to turn, Sam and Tom on the inside continues to dispute it with Rock Shandy. They're chased at this stage by Glenwood Forever and Change the Rules. Further break of almost 3 lengths to the next pair then, Prosperity Square with Lash It On. Dinny's Vinny next with Chantala. The outside Gone Beyond Recall. Is That Marmalade with them a length and a half to He Rocks, and 10 or 12 clear of Iron Hill Rascal as they head up the back straight for the final time. 7 fences to jump, 5 up the far side and 2 in the straight. Sam and Tom on the inside, a narrow leader. Rock Shandy alongside. Rock Shandy came away with a narrow advantage over Sam and Tom. A little over a length away, Glenwood Forever. Changed the rules in 4th as they jumped the next. Salmon Tom and Rock Shandy by less than 2 lengths. Glenwood Forever third, changed the rules. Is That Marmalade makes headway on the outside in green colours. They're followed at this stage by Prosperity Square, Chantella, then He Rocks and Gone Beyond Recall. Lash It On has dropped back towards the rear of the field now with Dinny's Vinny as they clear the necks, where Salmon Tom made a slight mistake. And as they head for the fence at the top of the hill, not much to choose between the leaders now. Glenwood Forever up on the outside of Rock Shandy and Salmon Tom as they jump that third last fence and head downhill for the straight. Glenwood Forever leads Salmon Tom. Rock Shandy driven along in third. Behind them is That Marmalade on the outside of Prosperity Square, and then a break to change the rules, and He Rocks trying to stay on as they continue on the downhill run towards the straight. The leader is Glenwood Forever, chased in second by Salmon Tom towards the inside. A break of a few lengths, about 4 or so, to Prosperity Square, staying on now into third. Is That Marmalade the outside, Rock Shandy weakening. He Rocks and Change the Rules in touch, but as they head up the straight with 2 to jump. Glenwood Forever near side, Salmon Tom far side, they fight it out. They've stretched on from Prosperity Square in third, and He Rocks staying on back in fourth. Nearing the second last, not much to choose between them. Glenwood Forever near side, Salmon Tom on the far side, Prosperity Square back in third as they run between the last 2 fences. Glenwood Forever, Rachel Blackmore near side, goes on by a length. Prosperity Square is staying on the outside of Salmon Tom, but with 100 yards to race. Glenwood Forever, Prosperity Square finishing strongly, Change the Rules, coming home strongly on the outside, and Change the Rules sweeps by to beat Glenwood Forever and Prosperity Square back in fourth. Salmon Tom ahead of He Rocks.
Well, where did that one join in? Change the Rules finished like a fresh horse under Adrian Heskin to beat Glenwood Forever, who, once he'd shaken off Salmon Tom, who got really tired, I think probably the handicap has done for him for the time being, and Prosperity Square has finished third. You can see Salmon Tom just beginning to toil there in the blue colours as Change the Rules is winning that battle. Prosperity Square at that moment jumps into second place past the weakening Salmon Tom, and then out of the clouds comes Change the Rules, storming through to win. Win's going away. So let's have a look at, where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 7th place there. Change the Rules. That was spectacular. Second time he's won over fences. He finished just in front of Prosperity Square last time they met, having won at Fairyhouse the time before. Anyway, we must get across to Leicester because we're loading up there. 13 to 8 on, the new Pharaoh. Sure, he must take some beating. 7 to 2, William Hunter. Saphira Menina, 11 to 2, 12 to 1, Medieval Bishop. All yours, Stuart.
And they're off with Saphira Menina missing the break and giving her 3 rivals a 3 or 4 length start as they head through the first of 12 furlongs in the Strongbow Cloudy Apple Handicap, and Medieval Bishop beginning the descent on the far side. A couple of lengths clear to William Hunter with the white face, and then the new Pharaoh and the sluggish starter Saphira Menina last of the quartet as they race in single file across the far side, uphill and down dale. Cresting the rise, and now a downhill run towards the end of the 3rd furlong, and Medieval Bishop a little lit up on the descent under Holly Daw, a shade over 2 lengths clear to William Hunter and Willie Twiston Davis in second. The new Pharaoh in the hands of George Baker sitting in third, Baker chasing his 3rd winner of the day, and Saphira Menina and Tim Clark in the dark blue out the tail. Now they begin the steady climb to the turn from the back straight and the halfway point. Medieval Bishop allowed to dominate so far, still a little over 2 lengths ahead of William Hunter. A similar break to the new Pharaoh with that rather erect tail carriage in third, and Saphira Menina continues to look on. Racing right-handed and running downhill now to the bottom of the home straight. Medieval Bishop just getting loose on the lead a little, 4 clear to William Hunter, a couple lengths to the new Pharaoh, and a similar break to Saphira Menina. rounding the last part of the turn, heading to the final 5 furlongs. Medieval Bishop has been doing it all on his own terms so far. The order unchanged in behind. William Hunter turns his white face towards the judge in second, ahead of the New Pharaoh and Safira Manina. The 3 in behind begin to close down Medieval Bishop now as they leave the half-mile behind them. William Hunter moving through to within a half length of the lead. The New Pharaoh just a length and a half away and a couple away to Safira Manina. Inside the 3, Medieval Bishop working hard to try and fend off William Hunter. The New Pharaoh away to the right, easing out. Baker just shakes the reins at him, asking for a bit more. Safira Manina ridden along as they come inside the 2. William Hunter's in front. The New Pharaoh now challenging. Medieval Bishop looking a little one-paced. Furlong and a half left to go. Still William Hunter. The New Pharaoh gets within a half length, throwing down a strong challenge. These 2 dominate the finish. William Hunter finding a bit more under pressure. The New Pharaoh still pestering. Shadows of the post are looming. William Hunter, the New Pharaoh with a thrust, cutting him back tight. The New Pharaoh drew up sides. William Hunter a bob of the heads either way. Medieval Bishop in third. Safira Manina back in fourth.
I think he's got there. The New Pharaoh's got up on the line under George Baker, the favourite. Given favourite backers a mighty shot there, because William Hunter has run a corker in second. At this stage, it looked to be going pretty well for the favourite, New Pharaoh. But William Hunter was, under Willie Twiston Davis, was just plugging on really gainly. New Pharaoh winning in the colours of a horse I quite fancy at Ascot next week, Mix and Mingle, also trained by Chris Wall. She entered for the Sandringham Stakes at Royal Ascot. She finished 7th, I think, behind Minding in the 1,000 guineas and didn't get the best of runs, so I'm going to keep an eye on. Look out for those colours next week's Mix and Mingle. Meanwhile, the New Pharaoh has just got the job done. Don't know whether the result's been called. It has. Yeah, it has. Third, Medieval Bishop, and the last of the 4 was Safira Manina. So anyone bailing out of a painful evening, we had a few long shots today, would have been made to sweat there. Oh. Not the brightest of photos, but clear as a pikestaff. 7-4 on. New Pharaoh has beaten William Hunter 7-2, 1, 2 and 6. That is Leicester done and dusted. 1 to come at Lingfield and 1 to come at Limerick.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Not all surprises are good surprises. Unless, of course, you visit AccorHotels.com. You'll be delighted with our range of hotels and splendid independent partners. Become a Le Club member and book through AccorHotels.com for our best prices and save up to 10%. AccorHotels.com.
Trivago makes it easy for you to find the ideal hotel for the best price. Just go to Trivago, type in where you want to go, and with 2 clicks, select your check-in and check-out dates and search. You can then easily compare all the hotel rooms that meet your search criteria and find the room that is ideal for you. Remember, Trivago shows you all the different prices for the exact same room. And that's how you can be sure that you find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
Really? Is this how we're supposed to choose a car? Beautiful image, that's it? We're seduced? Yeah, okay, image is important. But what if we based our decision on what the car is actually like? Remember, you buy the image, but you fall in love with the detail.
This is me. My DNA.
With 23andMe, you can discover over 100 genetic insights into your health, traits, and ancestry.
The more you know about your DNA,
the more you know about yourself.
Go to 23andme.co.uk to start understanding what your 23 pairs of chromosomes can tell you about, well, you. Available in selected Superdrug stores or visit 23andme.co.uk.
After an incredible Premier League season, the excitement keeps coming.
England back-to-back Test series against Sri Lanka and Pakistan.
And all four of this year's majors, followed by the Ryder Cup. International Rugby Union, Ireland, Wales and Grand Slam winners England.
Devastating! With every race live, see Lewis Hamilton chase a fourth world title.
And then we go again. More live Premier League games than ever before.
The amazing Leicester City!
An unmissable summer on Sky Sports.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Welcome back. A final race coming up at Lingfield, just for 3 runners here, and we've got an odds-on favourite is He's My Cracker at 1-2, the market leader here. 2-1 Catchment, and Gift from God, which this race may not be, is the 10-1 outsider of the 3, a newcomer trained by Hugo Froud. He's My Cracker for Clive Cox is the favourite. Catchment returns after a lengthy layoff, first run of the season, but she showed a bit of promise as a 2-year-old. He's My Cracker, though, has had a couple of runs, and good runs so far. Ran well at Salisbury and at Windsor, and carrying the colours of Paul and Claire Rooney. Catchment just arriving. There's Fran Berry as the one winner this evening, and the newcomer is Gift from God at Lingfield. And coming up, there's plenty more to come up, not in the UK and Ireland, but of course at Belmont. Really good action. I'll tell you more about that a bit later on. We'll be picking up all the action there, and Irish Rookie is running quite soon for Martin Mead in a fillies and mares race at Belmont. Flintshire for Andre Farb in the race before the Belmont, and the big one just after 11:30. It's a 2-goggle day for Fran Berry, and it's gone 8:50, so let's load them up, and then the ABBA tribute band can strike up, as long as the rain hasn't got into the sound system, and as long as there are a few people. I think that usually the faithful turn up at Lingfield always gets a good crowd. Anyway, it's nearly over, Simon. Final race of the day.
Last one to go in is going to be He's My Cracker and Adam Kirby, the odds-on favourite here. That's it at the 6 furlong start. And they're off, and they came out pretty much together, with He's My Cracker breaking the line in the early strides of this Track Your Acker with Ladbrokes Maiden Stakes. He's My Cracker and Adam Kirby in the blue and yellow jacket, tracked by Catchment and Fran Berry, and at the back is the newcomer Gift from God, the mount of Kieran O'Neill, as they race in Indian file through the first furlong and a half or so. And so He's My Cracker leading them now, passing the 4 furlong marker by a couple of lengths to the filly Catchment in second. Fran Berry seeking a double after his easy win earlier in the evening aboard Shanghai Glory. And Gift from God still held up in last place. So passing the halfway stage, He's My Cracker. Adam Kirby seeking to make all the running here. Catchment about a length and a half down in second. Gift from God now rousted along on the left, but Kirby gets to work on He's My Cracker, and Catchment travels quite well. He's My Cracker from Catchment, then line. Gift from God as they race towards the final furlong. He's My Cracker. Could have a fitness advantage, but Catchment is putting in a big run here after a long layoff. He's My Cracker by 3/4 of a length to Catchment, and He's My Cracker is holding on. He's My Cracker goes on to score from Catchment, and pretty good debut in third, not beaten far. Gift from God.
I think it was a fitness advantage for He's My Cracker. He'd had those 2 runs, and the fitness paid off there. He's My Cracker has got the job done. It was quite hard work, though. So Adam Kirby doesn't leave Lingfield without a winner this evening. He usually has a winner at some stage, often more than one. Catchment, though, has run really well. First run for 241 days since running at Kempton back in October. And as Simon Holt was saying, Gift from God, by no means without ability. Well, it cost quite a lot of money, actually. It cost 42,000 guineas as a yearling, so you'd expect a little bit of return for your money. But I think they will get a return. Gift from God, promising first run in pretty nasty testing conditions. But the favourite wins the last. So both the last 2 races have been won by the Hot Pots, Leicester. The new Pharaoh just getting up, 7-4 on favourite, and here He's My Cracker winning at also same price, 7-4 on. Sure, a few of you doubled them up. He's My Cracker wins at 7-4 on, the final race of the day at Lingfield.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Enjoy the little things in life. Maybe they are really the big things.
You and me,
IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Earlier this week, my wife said she had backache. She could barely move, let alone run or jump.
Unlike products that work just by cooling or heating the skin, Voltarol contains an anti-inflammatory. Its triple effect relieves pain at source, reduces inflammation, helps speed up recovery.
New balls, please!
Voltarol, the joy of movement.
4x4 by land, 4x4 by sea, 4x4 by air, cause the lot to fly free. The former country, how it all started out. For brave in every Boy Scout, 4x4 doing it.
Jeep Renegade 4x4 of the year can now be yours for the price of a 4x2.
4x4 every one of those 75 years.
Only until 30th of June with Jeep Freedom Days. For $199 per month with £1,500 Jeep deposit contribution and 0% APR representative.
Welcome to B, the current and savings account wrapped up in a super smart app. B learns how you're spending, and here's the clever bit, lets you know if it looks like it's time to rein things in a little, or, you know, splash out. However you spend, do it with B. Welcome to the liberating new way to manage your money.
I feel the shadows hanging over, but wait, no, come closer to come and take me away.
Don't talk to me.
I'm only gonna go tickets!
Whoa!
Tickets.
Tickets. Yeah!
Tickets.
Now that is gonna be a great night. But where are you gonna stay? Ah, laterooms.com, as you were. Cue massive logo sparkles. For great deals on great rooms this summer, go to laterooms.com.
Liverpool ticket.
Now drop mic and exit.
Maybe they're under the car. No. Hi there. Hello there. Yeah, I've lost my keys. Okay.
Anything can happen when you're driving, but if you're with the AA, you'll never have to worry about a thing. We get more people back on the road than anyone else. The AA, because anything can happen.
Sponsored by Bet365.
toward victory. Can Exaggerator go back-to-back?
It is Exaggerator in front. He has won the Preakness Stakes.
And take the final jewel of the Triple Crown? Find out at the Belmont Stakes.
Yeah, you can join the live coverage from Belmont around about 9:15 after the domestic action is over. See how Exaggerator gets on in the Belmont at 11:37. We're recording the yeah, if you like your American racing or just like top quality grade 1 action, that'll all be coming up pretty soon. There's the Metropolitan Handicap at around about 20-10. Frosted will be one of the favourites for that one. Flintshire runs in the Manhattan Stakes at 10:37, then the big one at just after 11:30, the Belmont, with Exaggerator trying to follow up his win in the Preakness. Meanwhile here, 2-1 on now, Eglos, 4-1 Patine, 8-1 Innocent Verdict, 14-1 Bar the 3. Let's go to Peter O'Hare.
White flag raised, and they're off. In the early stages, Innocent Verdict and Jet Ranger show the way as they begin the descent towards the straight. Innocent Verdict going along in front by about a length and a half, closely followed by Jet Ranger, and they've already stretched 10 or 12 clear of Patine back in third, followed downhill by Eglos, a break then to take it to the limits. As they continue on the approach to the straight, the leading pair stretching into a clear lead. Innocent Verdict with Jet Ranger up on the outside within a length, and they're clear of Patine. Eglos take it to the limits next, followed by Scotch Beg as they turn to head up the straight. La Bella Vida, Copernicus towards the back, and the overall back marker is to Hello Gesture as the leading pair head for the furlong pole, a long way clear. On the far side, the blue and white colours, of Innocent Verdict. In the pink and white, the near side, Jet Ranger. A long way clear, maybe 20 lengths from Patine back in third. Agloss tracking in fourth. Towards the inside in fifth position is Take It to the Limits. Then Scotch Bag, the near side of La Bella Vida. Copernicus last but one, and at the back is Do Hello Gesture. As they head into the turn, Innocent Verdict with the advantage on the inside. Jet Ranger remains a close second. They're clear by best part of 20 lengths. Agloss moving up on the outside of Patine. They're about another 5 lengths in front of Take It to the Limits. As they head for the back straight, nearing the halfway stage, on the inside, Innocent Verdict leads for Jane Mangan by about 3/4 of a length. Jet Ranger closing up again on the outside. They remain clear, but the next pair closing, Patine and Agloss up on the outside. Agloss showing third now, Patine in fourth. A break then of about 5 lengths to Take It to the Limits, followed by La Bella Vida, Scotch Beg, Copernicus, and a clear break to the back marker, Do Hello Gesture. Midway up the back straight and out in front, Innocent Verdict, Patine and Agloss closing rapidly as Jet Ranger drops away quickly. Take It to the Limits making headway now to chase the leaders in fourth position. Also trying to close La Bella Vida and then Scotch Beg as they continue to the top of the hill. Not much to choose between the leading trio now. On the inside, Innocent Verdict, the outside, Agloss. Between them is Patine. Take It to the Limits closing now to go third as Innocent Verdict is driven along and begins to weaken. La Bella Vida and Scotch Beg behind them, and as they head downhill with just over half a mile to race, Agloss on the outside leads. Patine driven along in second. Take It to the Limits is close in third. A break of 5 or 6 lengths then to La Bella Vida trying to close. Behind La Bella Vida is Scotch Beg, and then from the back both Copernicus and Do Hello Gesture. But as they approach the turn in with less than 3 furlongs to race, Agloss the outside, Take It to the Limits going through on the inner. They've stretched on from Patine struggling back in third. Pass for that spot by Scotch Beg as they head up the straight now with just about 2 furlongs to race. Take It to the Limits on the inside. Agloss now under pressure on the stand side. They fight it out and they're clear of Scotch Beg. Heading on now with over a furlong to race. Take It to the Limits on the far side. The leader, Agloss in second. They're clear of Scotch Beg. Copernicus back in fourth. Inside the final furlong, Take It to the Limits leads by about 3 lengths from Agloss as they go to the line. Take It to the Limits stretching on will win the finale by 4 or 5 lengths from Agloss second, Scotch Beg in third, Copernicus fourth, and a clear break to Do Hello Gesture.
Well, Take It to the Limits for Gordon Elliott has won the final race of the day. Didn't cost an awful lot, €8,500, but I think probably just a bit more streetwise than Agloss, who just was a bit green in the closing stages, just a little bit inexperienced. Has run well, they've finished well clear of a third, Scotch Beg, but the odds-on favourite has been turned over in the last by the Gordon Elliott trade and filly. Take It to the Limits, who was pretty unfancied actually, 10 to 1 out to 16 to 1 in the end. We'll give you the SPs in a moment, but meanwhile let's go back to Belmont. They've just had the 8:58 race there, the fillies and mares Grade 1. Irish rookie representing Newmarket trainer Martin Mead, racing in white colours with a black spot you can see there in front of you. Let's see what happened.
Classic winner in 2005. We're making a brilliant performance. Filing into the gate, it is the Grade 1 Longines Just a Game Stakes with a $700,000 purse. Fillies and mares 4 and up. Going to mile, Larry Colmus with a call. The Grade 1 Longines Just a Game.
All in line and ready for the start. Off in the Longines Just a Game. And Celestine comes on running well and takes the early lead with La Perma from the inside, and now she comes on through. And then comes Lexi Luz, way running in third position. Lady Lara's next. After that, it is My Miss Sophia, Recepta's down on the inside. Then Mrs. McDougall, Prize Exhibit. Outside of them comes Faux Filet. Strike Charmers down at the rail. Irish Rookie is right in behind them. Rated de Banteria and the Grey Tapestry at the back at 23 and 1 opening quarter mile for La Perma. who's in front by 3/4 of a length over Celestine. Lexi Lou, 2 lengths off of them, running third by 2.5. After that, it's My Miss Sophia in fourth. Lady Lara fifth on the outside. Receptors down toward the rail, running along in sixth. And racing 6 lengths off the lead, just ahead of Mrs. McDougall through a half mile in 46 seconds flat. And then comes Faux Filet, who's beginning to crank it up. 8 lengths off the lead. Strike Charmers after that. Prize Exhibit, Irish Rookie, Reina de Banteria, and Tapestry at the back of the field. La Burma. La Burma continues to lead the way, a 44-1 long shot. 3/4 of a length ahead of Celestine in second. Lexi Lou is running in third. My Miss Sophia's fourth. Receptus down at the hedge, saving all the ground, and Lady Laura swings up on the far outside. Celestine to the front. Celestine has grabbed the lead with 1 furlong to go. Lady Laura trying to finish on from the outside. Receptus down toward the rail, but Celestine has run away. Celestine, very impressive in the Longines, just a game. And then it was Recepta, Mrs. McDougall, and Lady Laura. And look at that final time on the board. It was 1 minute 31.
Celestine, who won a Grade 2 last time and has stepped up to win her first time she's run in a Grade 1. And she's unbeaten at Belmont. She's had 3 runs there and she's won them all. And she's won this very easily. Sad to say that Irish Rookie only beat 1 home in the end, never really placed to take a hand in the race. You can see ease down there when all chance had gone and has trailed in towards the rear. Second home was Recepta. There are the winning connections. They always look thrilled. So well turned out. Recepta second and Mrs. McDougall was third. Now we've got the final race at Leicester coming up now. The last of the 3Ls. Quite a competitive handicap despite all the non-runners. 1, 4, 5, 7, 8 and 10 are non-runners. Mustn't Grumble is the 15-8 favourite for the Ivan Furtado stable. 130 David's Beauty. Put Him in the Boot is 7-2. 9-2 Justice Rock. 50 Tints of Silver 12-1. 25-1 Barnsdale. And Vocalize is 25-1. So the final race, those are the live pictures. And the favourite is now ridden by William Twiston Davis. Mustn't Grumble in place of Martin Harley. That's Pat Cosgrove, who rides David's Beauty for Brian Boff. But Mustn't Grumble here, the favourite. Has been running pretty well, ran third at Ripon in a Class 5 handicap last time, over a bit further. And didn't have the best of runs either on that occasion. So, and Ivan Furtado, he's not in prime form at the moment, but he's definitely a man, statistically, he does very well. He's had 12 winners from 68 runners this season, 15 last year, so he's set to pass last season's total with his, I don't know how many horses he's got, 15 or 20, but he does a darn good job, does Ivan Furtado from his Nottinghamshire base. Dismounted there, Darrell Holland, Put Him in the Boot. It's been dismounted, just a bit of saddle adjustment there. That one's 7-2. Not beaten far last time at Salisbury. Soft ground, well, didn't run badly on Chepstow soft ground behind Gilmer, who stormed to success again last night, did Gilmer. What a horse he is. He's at a low grade. I mean, he won like a King's Stand winner. He showed a real burst of acceleration, Gilmer. So that form's probably quite good. And Put Him in the Boot. He was a winner at Southall back before Christmas. And the dazzler, Darrell Holland, is on board, who's had a slow start to the season. I thought he'd be riding more, but it's still early days. I hope he keeps at it. 10 winners from 116 rides. But still retains all that skill that's winning all those big races. That's Barnsdale and Megan Ellingworth going forward. Also in red colours is Vocalize, running for Charles Smith. Pale colours of Mustn't Grumble. There's the favourite. If you're on the 2-to-1 favourite, William Twiston Davis now on board Mustn't Grumble. Also green colours, 50 tints of silver has gone forward. So we're nearly ready. And Stuart Machin will probably be pretty... Oh no, maybe he's probably had an enjoyable evening. But always good to get in the car and head towards home, isn't it, Stuart?
It certainly is, yeah. Hopefully I might even be home before the second half of the football's finished as well. Put him in the boot. The last one to go in for the Strongbow Dark Fruits handicap. They're sets. And they're off with 50 tints of silver, missing the break, giving them 3 or 4 length start. Away to the left, Justice Rock in the red headgear, away well with the white face, put him in the boot. Barnsdale in a red and white jacket is showing speed to the grey Vocalize. And then David's Beauty on the near side from Mustn't Grumble in the cheek pieces, and 3 lengths away to 50 tints of silver. On down towards halfway, put him in the boot and Darrell Holland, pink jacket in front to Justice Rock on the left, and then Barnsdale. Away to the right, David's Beauty and Mustn't Grumble are working into it. Vocalize is under pressure. 50 tints of silver is still last. Climbing for the last furlong and a half. Put him in the boot. David's Beauty, though, throwing down a challenge. Mustn't Grumble coming up between horses. These 3 dominate the finish as they come inside the furlong. David's Beauty's in front from Put him in the boot. Mustn't Grumble boxing on between horses. Still 3 across the track as they race close home. David's Beauty, Mustn't Grumble with a thrust. Flared nostrils. Either way between the 2. David's Beauty and Mustn't Grumble going past as 1. Put him in the boot in 3rd. And then running on into 4th, 50 tints of silver.
What do you think? David's Beauty and Pat Cosgrave have just beaten the rallying Mustn't Grumble. Dropping away was Put him in the boot and Darrell Holland. But David's Beauty has won for Brian Bopp, whose last runner won at, hasn't had a runner for 4 or 5 days. Consistent one at Ponty the other day. And that's Brian Boff's second winner, that's confirmed. David's Beauty has won, second winner of the year, beating Mustn't Grumble. And it was on the nod, well, it wasn't quite on the nod, just having the edge near the line was David's Beauty. And there was a line of 3, and just having the advantage was putting him in the boot then, and that was the first to fade. She drops away on this. It's a tough old finish at Leicester. Stuart Machin will almost be home by now. I thought he lived near Warwick. Either that or he's a very fast driver, or he lives a bit nearer to Leicester, because 30 minutes left in the football. There we are as they flash past the final race of the day, and that that is the print. A little bit dark, but you can clearly see, even though it's almost dark. And we give you the SP. That Limerick winner, by the way, Take It to the Limits, was 16-1, beating the 2-to-1 on favourite Eglos and Scottish Beg at 25-1. And David's Beauty, 3-to-1 second favourite here at Leicester, has beaten Mustn't Grumble 9-4 favourite. Only 7 runners with all those non-runners, 1, 4, 5, 7, 8 and 10 didn't go, but put him in the boot, 3rd for the TriCast. But David's Beauty at 3-to-1, the second favourite has won. That's confirmation of the Limerick result, 16-1 for Gordon Elliott. Take It to the Limits, 2-to-1 on favourite. Eglos was second, and Scottish Beg, 25-1, finished 3rd. No winner there for Joseph O'Brien. Gordon Elliott got the better of him. And Leicester, we'll visually confirm that result. David's Beauty, 3-to-1 second favourite, has won the last at Leicester. There is the crowd. heading home. Mustn't Grumble, I can confirm it. I'll read it off my screen. David's Beauty, the 3-1 second favourite at Leicester, has beaten Mustn't Grumble 9-4 favourite, and Put Him in the Boot was third. Loads of action to come up from Belmont. That's all the domestic action now from the 3Ls, Leicester, Lingfield and Limerick. But it's Belmont now featuring, we've got the Metropolitan Handicap, that's